yeah, but y'all down that's like PD hoes rise, and they rise again. From the front line to leading mates and friends. Oh, this is your season, time to take a stand. Hey, hero makers, legends, spreading across the land. It's your Roo from Tassie, bouncing like a kid at a Bunnings. Sausage sizzle on a Saturday morn. Season 3's lit, laptop lifestyle dad show, hero makers. Season is born from AI funnels to social selling grit. Now it's hero making time. Strap in, this is it, yo. I've hopped Tokyo's back streets, cop the LA glow, bringing yarns from the road, mate. Watch the wisdom flow from the kitchen bench, hustle to the big global stage. We're handing you the keys, now it's time to turn the page. A few heroes rise, and they rise again. From the front line to leading mates and friends. Oh, this is your season, time to take a stand. Hero makers, been spreading across the land. I'm the pumped up platypus from Sunny QA, more bounce than a kid who spotted the ice cream van. You see, two Wizzy dads, mate, bringing boom source seed, helping legends step up, take the driver's seat. We're not just here to yabba raw, spin ya a line. We're handing you the mic so your voice can shine. From Tassie to Tokyo, Goldie to Perth, hero makers worldwide, lifting leaders of worth. Jeff Rue's got the coffee double shot, mate, I'm wide. They platypus at the pool party, still floating our tide. Jeff from barbecues to boardrooms, we bring the yarns and the tools, helping legends lead strong and break all the rules. See heroes rise, and they rise again. From the front line to leading mates and friends. And this is your season, time to take a stand. Hero makers, legends, spreading across the land. Grab your brew, your notepad, and your crew. It's the laptop lifestyle dad show. Hero maker season, bringing heroes out of you. Patty the Roo, platypus bringing the tricks. Hero makers podcast, your daily boom source fix. And they rise again. From the front line to leading mates and friends. Oh, this is your season, time to take a stand. Hey, hero makers, legends, spreading across the land. Heroes rise, then they rise again. From the front line to leading mates and friends. Oh, this is your season, time to take a stand. Hey, hero makers, legends, spreading across the land.
Yo, Dave, we're back.
We are. How you going, Jeff?
Good, mate. You missed that song?
I have. Nearly 2 weeks now. Well, which are 2 weeks now?
Don't lie. You've had to play in the background, haven't you? Like it's playing on repeat.
It is. A lot of the time. That is for sure. It's a popular little tune. Love it.
It is. Well, g'day, guys. Welcome back. It's the Jeff and Dave show. We are here to just ramble about shit. Nah, of course not. We're here We're here to talk about all things, hero makers. We're here to talk about all things about leadership and marketing and AI and this beautiful, crazy ride that we call life on this journey. So, Dave, it's been a wild ride this month of October. We're coming into the end of the last little stretch of October, and there's been some big things happen.
Well, hasn't there what? I don't think you're allowed to announce all of them yet, but there's a lot of things happening.
Well, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things going to continue to happen, but I want to just take a moment here just to reflect and look back. Like we had our first Hero Makers Summit at the beginning of this month. That was pretty cool.
That was awesome, and we've got another one coming up shortly. What's about the 18th of November, I think it is, from memory. Yes. I was paying attention this morning.
Yes, so the team and I, we've been locked in the dates. We've got a new summit locked and loaded, 18th of November. And the topic of this one is going to be all about rising from resilience. So, basically when we go through life and life knocks us off our perch and, for whatever story, whether that's a marriage breakdown, a health crisis, or whatever it could have been. It could have been COVID, for example. Whatever, really knocked you off your perch, we want to talk to amazing stories of transformation and what it's looked to be the phoenix rise up through the ashes type sort of conversation. And So we've got some amazing speakers lined up. I've got my mate, Mr. Michael Silvers, jumping on to help us co-host, and I know that he's already organising a couple of amazing speakers like Patrick Young and that. So Dave, you've seen the bit of the lineup. Who are you most excited about coming on for our next Hero Maker Summit?
Oh, probably a couple of them. Probably Dr. Jaya and Patrick actually would probably be
two very powerful stories.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about both of them, and it's just going to be amazing stories that are going to be told. And but there's plenty of others too that I think. Do I give the secret away about your interview? Yours and your wife's interview.
Dave, it's every now and then it's very hard to hear you, mate. Someone just want to get a bit close to your microphone. That is much better. Now I feel like you're God talking to me just directly. Like now it feels like the audible connection.
Well, there you go. But we can't forget about the other achievements too. It wasn't at the beginning of this month we launched the VIP as well for the Hero Makers.
Yes, we sure did. So that's a pretty awesome little world's best kept secret at the moment. We've got a couple of people that have jumped in on with us, but the big benefit I could see with that whole conversation is the fact that we don't have to try and build on our own. Like the idea of the VIP club of the Hero Makers community was to create a collaborative space where we're all supporting this community to raise up that rising tides, raise all ships type sort of conversation. But I know that I've seen yourself, I've seen Jade, I've seen a few others. Zoe's another example of people who have essentially used the Hero Makers community as a launch pad experience for our aspiring leaders and coaches in that space. It's been a beautiful thing to be a part of facilitating that conversation. So, we've got our gold and platinum memberships there, and there's definitely space there to come join us on that conversation. And then, we may even look at, sweetening the deal for our next Hero Maker Summit. I'll talk to the team about that, of course. But, we've got some pretty awesome things coming down the pipeline. We've got Black Friday coming down the pipeline next month, Dave. So what are we going to do in that space?
Oh, we've got a special surprise in that space. We're going to be bundling a few bits and pieces together. And yes, it's I'm excited. I got that excited the other day. I sent you a couple of little videos I made.
Right. So we're going to potentially say thousands of dollars what they would normally cost if they did these courses individually. And part of the entrepreneurial spirit here, I love the whole process of giving back. Being generous and having time and space and having a platform where we can do that. So we're going to probably announce our Black Friday special coming down the pipeline a little bit earlier than most. Black Friday is reserved for November 28th, but we want to, jump the queue, if you will, and get in early, get in fast. So watch this space over the next couple of days. If you've been looking to, find your voice, if you've been looking for ways to elevate your voice, to amplify it, to convert traffic into leads and all of that sort of stuff, this is going to be the offer that you really, really want to jump on very, very quickly and, have a bit of an opportunity here to bundle things together. I can see Dave's got the young fella in the background. Being Mr. Dad. Being Mr. Dad. So, let's carry the show here. So Black Friday specials coming down the pipeline in the next couple of days. We've got our next Hero Makers Summit coming down the pipeline with the whole conversation of rising from resilience. If you'd like to be a speaker on that summit, reach out to us. We can have you on one of our panels or guest spots. We're sure that we can have a space for you in that conversation. Hey, Haley, good to see you on the call. And whilst we're here, let us know why you're tuning in from around the globe. What time of the day you've got, where you're tuning in from around the world. I know we've got a global audience here, and we'd love to know where you're tuning in from. So these Hero Makers daily live conversations as well, they're not just a space for us to give you awesome coaching, which we will, or to hear two Aussie guys ramble on about crazy stuff. We want to create a space here where this is an opportunity for you to get some answers to your questions. A bit of sort of give back and through, Q&A style stuff. So if you've got a question on the topic of related to leadership, if you've got a question related to, marketing, sales, communication, AI, any of that sort of stuff, we would love to be of service and have a space here where we can have that two-way dialogue. This is not just all one way. We want to make sure that this is a bit of a two-way conversation tuning in as well. So if you've got any questions, these are going to be the calls that you need to jump on. And so we're going to aim to be on the same time every day, Monday to Friday, Sydney, Australian time, around this 2 o'clock time of the day, to be able to host these lives. But Dave, last week, mate, it was just an amazing experience. Actually, not last week, the week before. Sorry, last week was a recovery week. The week before, I was actually the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It was pretty cool. Being up there in the Hollywood. And what happened in the back end of that conversation, and I just want to plant some seeds here, is just absolutely amazing. Absolutely beautiful experience to be a part of. And really, it's years in the making that takes it to develop your posture, to develop your confidence, to develop your own belief, to get into the same rooms as I was in, this last couple of weeks. But, seeing God bring the pieces together is just absolutely an amazing experience. And to be a part of, helping to introduce Dr. Joseph McClendon to, Joshua Feltz, the CEO of Finance Pro, and through Michael Silvers, of course, to facilitate that partnership. It's a beautiful thing. And what's been birthed on the back end of that conversation is Mindset Pro. What we're actually doing in that space is we're doing a few things here. I'm not going to share all the details right now, but just the fact here is that we can give you access to, coaching and mentoring that's normally reserved for the top 1%. That's normally reserved for the people who have, the disposable income to go and invest in themselves in the tens of thousands of dollars. Like to engage Joseph McClendon as your mentor, even in group coaching for 12 months, is like $40,000. Like, so the fact that we're going to be able to bring that type of caliber of coaching to, down to the space where it's less than a cup of coffee a day, like literally only maybe $50 a month or $500 for the whole year. Like, that to me is insane value. And, Dave, you've seen your own journey. Like, most people come into this space, in the online marketing space to make money online. And they come in because they're attracted to the possibilities. They're attracted to the vision that it can be for them in that space, the dream, if it will. But then they get to go, oh shit! Now I need to learn how to do this thing called sales, marketing, leadership, and all of that. Like, I know that you're going through your own. I would say mindset is probably one of the most important things that you need to get right to be able to develop your journey on that. What would you say to that, Dave?
I have to agree 100%, and that's something that you got to continually work on too. It's I know you've always got to have your that mentor or somebody that's sort of dragging you up the chain, and and obviously you dragging other people up the chain as well, or up the mountain, whatever you want to call it. But you really need somebody that can help you get that clarity, and you'll have clarity for a while, and that's great, and you'll go, oh yeah, I'm all over it, and then all of a sudden everything, as you grow, things change, and you need to revisit it again, and you need to go back again, and and obviously somebody like Joseph McClendon, what is top 10% of the world of coaches, like I've already spent a bit of time with him.
Top coaches in the world in the personal development and leadership in that mindset space. And
exactly. And
to be able to have that caliber is just insane. These pennies on the dollar conversation. And then you bring in, so like Joseph McClendon's all about the neuroscience, the psychology of the conversation. He's actually a professor at LAC, university. Teaches, University of California there in this field. And he's been doing it for 30 plus years. Like, if you've seen Tony Robbins at any of the UPW events, you've probably seen, a big, tall, awesome black guy, Dr. Joseph McClendon. He just brings such an energy to the arena. Normally it's one day it's Tony, the other day it's Joseph, the other day it's Tony, the other day it's Joseph. And so they've been, supporting that role. And so we're going to be able to have that caliber of mentoring and coaching for less than a coffee a day, and that there right there is worth the thousands of dollars that it's going to probably potentially save you even just the hundreds of dollars that it will cost you. But it's not a cost, right? It's an investment into your personal development. It's an investment into your mindset to help you to grow up and to step up and to show up into the space that you need to become to be the leader that you need to really step into this space. So to be able to have someone of that caliber, but then what I saw in the room, I actually saw in the Barnes & Noble event just I was there in LA, and some of the backroom conversations with Joshua Phelps and Dr. Joseph McClendon. Like what I saw in the room, I saw I've seen Joseph come alive. I've seen he's been my personal mentor now for the last probably 6 or 7 months here in this space, and I've helped him out with a few different projects. And this guy is just charismatic and he has such a gift with communication. But to see what Joshua brought out in Joseph was just absolutely magnetic. And it was like next level. It's like Joseph got plugged into the supernatural power and both of them together. It was just like the room shifted. That conversation in the room in the Barnes & Noble, you could feel it was palpable. And the energy shifted in such a magnetic, attractive way. And it was tangible. Like you almost get a knife and cut through the energy. That's how thick it was. And everybody was hanging off of every word that both these two guys had coming together. And I saw from my vantage point, it was science and faith coming together. It was psychology and spirituality coming together, and this beautiful intersection of what both these young Joshua is only in his 30s and Dr. Joseph McClendon is in his 70s, and having this sort of the diversity of that conversation as well, just let alone anything else. Like this product is that we're about to launch with Mindset Pro. I could see this being one of those household name products. And guess what, guys? You get to be on the ground floor, first early adopters, pioneers as soon as we launch. So if you'd like to be a part of that conversation, just put a yes me, and Dave and I will support you in this. And I'm actually the vice president of field development for Finance Pro. Dave's my executive assistant in this role, and we will be able to really help you to plug and play with this. Like Dave, you've been involved in a few conversations with what we were doing with Make It Matters membership there at the start of this year. I've seen from my vantage point you come alive with the mentoring sessions that we've had with Joseph. But personally, how have they helped you? Like you've had 6 or 7 sessions now. What have they done to help speak life into you?
Heaps actually, but the thing that I really love about it and the way that Joseph presents everything, it's how simple it is, and the simplicity that he uses to trigger actions in your brain to enable you to achieve what you want to achieve. And you just think,
right?
Wow, okay, that's not that hard after all, but it is because you got to do it.
Yeah, it makes logical sense, and in that application, there's so much growth in that. But then, Joshua's just he hasn't launched it yet. We've had the privilege of being able to read his book, The Great Reset, and then you start to see this blending of what Joseph and Joshua can bring to the table. It's absolutely amazing. Another great benefit of this whole product that we're talking about is the fact that we're going to attach the Finance Pro compensation affiliate program to it. So not only are you able to go and grab this product and do the work and really work on your mindset and your growth for pennies on the dollar. Like most people have to pay tens of thousands of dollars. I have paid tens of thousands of dollars to be in programs like this. And then to be able to share it with your friends and actually earn a commission through that sale, through your referral. Like, I don't know. I think that's a bit of a no-brainer, right? That's the definition of no.
Yeah,
so,
yep. Oh, sorry, you're frozen for a second there.
No, I wasn't frozen. I was waiting for you to say something. But it is the definition of no-brainer, right? And
it is.
And the fact here is that we're going to have access to such an amazing product in itself, an amazing community in itself, and build it together. and to be part of this conversation, to share this story. You know what makes my heart light up? It's got nothing to do with the sales. It's got nothing to do with the money, although that's good. That pays the bills. It helps us to live the lifestyle that we want to give for our kids. That's all great. That's a byproduct of it all. But what lights my heart up is the impact that we're going to have for the greater good on communities around the world. Because when people get their heart right, when they get their mind right, and then they get their habits right, not just their lives transform, the lives around them transform, and it's a ripple effect into the greater good in that cosmic space into communities around them. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And I guess going back to see one of the benefits with some of the little tips and tricks and exercises that we've done with Joseph and God rest his soul with Malcolm when he was there too. They're the things that have enabled me to, I guess, grow into the space that I'm growing into. But probably just as importantly, learn how to manage the noisy little 4-year-old over there, for instance, who just loves to be on screen. And put all that stuff into practice in your business and in your household, and it just gives you a different perspective on how to
gives you extra tools in the
manage
toolkit.
those sort of things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
gives you extra tools in the toolkit to regulate your emotions and operate out of a logical space, not an emotional space, and a heart space, not necessarily always the head space, and the yin and the yang of the conversation of that. And being able to realize, like for me, it's tools in the toolkit to be able to do life, to be able to do business, to be able to do marriage, to be able to do relationship, and everything else in between. And I'm just reflecting here. Like when I first met you, Dave, the mission for the Laptop Lifestyle Dads was to teach people how to make $10,000 a month online, through social selling and attraction marketing, leveraging AI, so that they could focus on making memories with their family, fueled by dad jokes, of course, and all of that sort of thing, right? So, that mission, that was the core mission statement of the Laptop Lifestyle Dads brand there for quite some time. And, it's shifted, it's evolved, and it's developed in that space. But the essence here of it is it's basically freedom. Right, it's financial freedom, it's time freedom, it's freedom of purpose, it's freedom of friendships, it's freedom of being able to create a life by design that's purpose driven, and that's the essence of that heartbeat as well. And that whole $10,000 a month mark, it seems pretty insurmountable for most people, but I know the fact that when you've got the right community, the right leadership, the right mentorship, leadership, i.e. mentorship, the right tools and vehicles to be able to help you to facilitate that, and then the right mindset development and everything. That's that leadership conversation again. It's not only doable, it's actually very achievable. And it's having those keys, right? It's just like you got to have the right keys to turn the right ignition to get started in this whole process. And when you've got the keys and you can go and start any car and drive that vehicle, then that's powerful. That is freedom in itself. And I know the fact that I could sell just about any product that you give me, right? And I've been reflecting on this, and it's like, Jeff, like, why are you so effective at sales and other people really suck at it? And I'm going to be honest for a second. So I've been asking this question myself, and it's like, what do I do different where other people, and when I did suck, what was I doing different to them? And so, like, some of the conversations I've been having with myself in this dialogue is when I did suck and I had to embrace the suck and everything's figure outable. If I can do this, you can. Remember, I'm a high school dropout. My English and grammar is atrocious in that space, and I don't have a degree or a certificate to my name. I've had to really embrace this and figure it out, and everything is figure outable in this space if you do the work. So the work that I had to do was learn how to be a great communicator, for starters. So, going back to leadership principles, like leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. So learning how to be a great communicator, learning how to get people to buy in so they're not actually being sold, they're buying themselves. That's a part of that communication space. So, and then that led to learning how to be a great detective and learning how to be a great connector and learning how to be curious, like genuinely curious, authentic in that space, to be able to then be of service, to be able to be a servant heart leader. And then in that space, learning the power of communication and the buying psychology. And reality is, like, if I look way back when I very first started, it was about learning how to get this right, learning how to get this right, so I could learn how to get this right. And that is the journey there, right there, Dave. And I see you on that similar journey. And, reflecting on your journey, what would you say has been the biggest sort of aha light bulb moment for you recently and helping you to get traction where you need to be?
I think, well, several things, but probably one of the biggest things is accepting that you can't do everything on your own. Would probably be one of the biggest things. I guess opening up this to allow other things to come in, through here, probably into here, because you need that little bit of clarity on the way through to make sure you're not jumping into the wrong things or getting the wrong information, all that sort of stuff. But I think taking those little bits of chances, but obviously just allowing your mind to be able, I guess, opening it to be able to, hard to put it into words from what I'm trying to say to what I want to say, but I guess probably community and realizing and understanding, to keep it simple. We only got, we don't want to be here all day. Is probably the biggest thing. Is just allowing that change of mindset, which allows you to
I agree.
have people around you.
The thing I've seen with you on your journey is learning to connect to yourself, to love yourself, so then you can be of service to community and love the community. And in that space, it's dying to ego. It's dying to your own sort of need in that space. But in that, when you die to that, it's amazing you get that back, amplified. What you
exactly,
need.
and I guess that's a good point, because 6 months or so ago, everything was about trying to make $1 and pay the bills. And while that's obviously still you want to make $1 and be able to pay the bills, like that mindset change of everything that's coming out of my mouth or getting posted on social media or anything else is trying to get that sale, trying to do this, trying to that scarcity mindset, I guess. And
desperate, right? It becomes across as lack. And there are so many people out there that are operating in the same space, because let's face it, it's desperate times. And,
for sure.
And the cost of living, the pressure of it all, it's really, really hard on people. And this is the illusion that people are caught up in having to keep trying to feed that monster. But when you learn to break through of that illusion, that mirage, and by learning to come back into this leadership conversation, this self-worth, this self-identity, this of being, learning how to love yourself so you can be of service to others conversation, it's there's something very attractive and magnetic about that. And I know that we said we're only going to do a 10-minute call. We're already into 30 minutes. But
I knew that was never going to happen. And the thing too is, but the other great summit that I was on, that I could only understand about half of it, but the bits that I could understand was good. And that was when Ken Honda that was talking about happy money.
Right.
And that's something that I've been trying to focus on a lot, actually, because going from that scarcity to being able to
come back too closely to the microphone, mate. You're too far away from your microphone.
And having that different perspective on money, I suppose, and the happy money.
But even that right there, right? It's not even about money. Like, money is the tool of the conversation. But right here, right now, it's about gratitude, and it's about that energy of love versus fear energy. And that's what it comes down to, this space. So when you're showing up online, I want you to, take this as the takeaway, right? And we're going to wrap it up on this. When you're showing up online, when you're in conversations, when you hear of service, ask yourself before you do anything, am I operating out of a space of love, or am I operating out of a space of fear and lack? because if you're operating out of love and abundance, you're going to attract more love and abundance. If you're operating out of fear and lack, well, guess what? You're going to attract that as well. And this is that faith plus action piece of conversation, right? Going out there, and I get it. I've been in spaces where the debt collectors are ringing me left, right, and center. I haven't been able to put food on the table and wondering how am I going to pay rent for the week and all that sort of thing. I get that stress intimately and anxiety intimately, and it's a monster. It can it's real, right? It can really take its toll. But if you keep operating out of that lack and that fear and that anxiety, guess what? It's just going to get amplified. And that's what online and AI and all this conversation is. It's just an amplification of the energy that you're already putting out into the world. So let's come into this space and come from a space of service. And the only way that you can really do that is by getting this right so you can get this right so you can get this right. And I can't think of a better product than Mindset Pro to be able to help you out with that conversation. I really can't. I've been in this space 17 years. I've tried to develop products myself on this back of this conversation. I've tried to recommend other people's products in the back of this conversation. But the products that I've had access to have been in that tens of thousands of dollars, which makes it unreachable for the majority of people. And this product here with Mindset Pro is going to not just be accessible, it's going to be better than the products that you probably paid $10,000 for. And the fact that you help other people out in that space and get access to this as an affiliate, well, obviously you have to be an affiliate with Finance Pro, and you need to come and have a conversation with me or Dave in that space if you're not there already. But that's only just one of the many products that we have on our product shelf here with Finance Pro. And we're just going to take the world by storm in the next couple of months. So watch this space. You either can be a part of the game or you can be a spectator. But I know that mindset, it doesn't matter what product that you're selling. If you don't have the right mindset, if you don't have the right heart, even if you put all your actions into DMOs and standard operating manual procedures and all of that sort of stuff, if you don't have the right heart and the right mind, it's not going to work for you. I can guarantee it's not going to work because I've seen it thousand times. I know that it's not going to work. You need to get your heart right. You need to get your mind right to be able to go really crush this game. So yes, Haley, let's go. And the answer to your question back before, Haley, when is the next Hero Makers Summit? That is going to be held on the 17th of November, USA time. 18th of November, Australian Sydney time. And so it'll be early in the morning for Sydney. It'll be late in the afternoon for our friends in America. And it's the day before, actually, it is the day that Sarah and I start our second honeymoon road trip to America. We're going to host the summit on the morning, and then we're going to fly to Melbourne on the night of the 18th. And then on the 19th, we're on a jet plane to LA, and we start our road trip.
But I don't know. I just think, and from what I've seen too, the good thing about this whole Finance Pro situation, it's becoming a movement, and that's the thing. It's a freedom movement. It's not just
very much so.
And it's just amazing to see. And I think I've said it before. Just when I you were saying it would have been amazing to be in the room, but I was sitting on the other end of the screen, watching what was going on with Joseph and Josh, and it was electrifying. Just sitting here watching. I guess I had sort of a front row seat, I suppose, but it was just incredible. So to be there with feel the actual vibe and electricity would have been amazing. So like you said, for less than a cup of coffee a day, wow, that's just crazy.
I know, right?
Yep. I was expecting it to be thousands of dollars a month.
Well, there are products coming down the pipeline that will be that for the higher level, but here's the game plan, right? Is help you to earn while you learn space, and that's why tap into the affiliate marketing space, and then get you into a space where you can reinvest into yourself from a space of abundance, not from a space of lack. And that's always been the game plan. And I'm just grateful that God has brought the right players into the conversation. And I keep saying, I feel like all of the pieces are coming together to make the puzzle piece, the big, beautiful picture of the puzzle. And all of the pieces that we've been working on, Dave, it's time for them to bring them all together, to look at consolidating even and play a bigger, better game through the power of community, through the power of collaboration. And all I can say is you've got a choice. You can either come join us and be a player in the game, or you can be a spectator and watch this space, because I know where we're going. We're going to past the moon. We're going to Mars. We're going to Saturn. We're going to Pluto. We're going to the end of the universe and back, baby. And definitely, we want to
have too much fun while we're doing it.
we want to take those people on the ride with us who are hungry to learn and want to do the work, but also have that environment and community where it's supportive and it's encouraging and it's really about that. Do it, go further, faster together space. So.
100%.
All right, guys. Thank you for your time. Haley, you're awesome for tuning in live. If you've been watching us live,
thanks, Haley.
And we'll be back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Watch this space for our Black Friday special that we've got coming down the pipeline, and also for more news on our next Hero Maker Summit, which we're going to be hosting on the 18th of November, starting at 7:30 a.m. Sydney time. We've got a lineup of awesome speakers. I've got my mate, Mr. Michael Silvers, coming on to help co-host this one with us, and it's going to be an awesome event. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.